Well, hello, everybody. Isaac Rosenthal, joined once again by my good buddy Colin Catman. Colin, welcome back to the broadcast booth. Welcome to the 2016 season.
Isaac, it's good to be here. Missed doing the call with you. Hope it's a lot of fun tonight, and first time seeing the team all year, so it's going to be fun.
And it's your first time seeing these new sweaters, isn't it? You didn't.
Oh yeah, I didn't go down to Tahoe. I didn't see them.
Tahoe with us, so.
I like the green and red. There's two very vibrant colors on the ice tonight.
Yes, it's Christmas time in Eugene in October. It's a great packet matchup, and really this is a big game for Oregon. They lost those first two games to Washington. You never want to go down 0-2 in the I-5 Cup. You know, that story's not written yet. We've still got two games in Seattle. Keep in mind, one of those little things you have to look at in a college hockey situation, especially a club team where they're not able to fly all the guys up early and have, you know, a fall camp. Oregon's a quarter system school. The school year doesn't start until October. Washington, I believe, is a semester system school. So they had about 3.5 weeks as a team to practice for that game, to develop a team identity that Oregon did not have. Now for Oregon, you don't have that excuse anymore. You've only played 2 games. You got a little bit unlucky last week with the Portland State games having to get canceled, but at this point, you really have to have figured out what you're going to be for the rest of the season, because things happen quickly in the Pac-8, and we talked about this a little bit at the beginning of our broadcast. For the Washington games, there's no Utah in this conference anymore. You and I look up and we see 3 Pac-8 championship banners, but not in a long time. This is as good of a chance as Oregon has had since 2009 to win a Pac-8 title. And from what we saw in those first 2 games, they showed some flashes of excitement, some flashes of brilliance, but they've got some improvement to do. And tonight we're going to see if they can make that improvement.
Absolutely. The window has just opened with Utah not in the Pac-8. This is a chance for the team to get to gel together, but they can't use that as an excuse. Every game matters. They have to take advantage of the fatigue that maybe USC has undeniably felt. That's a long way to come from Los Angeles. Take advantage of that. A big thing we talked about last year, as you told me, it was an issue against UW last week. They got to stay out of the box. That's big. So many times last year we just shook our heads because they had a chance to come back in the game. They got in the box. You can have the best defense, the best goalie, but being down all the time is gonna wear on you. They got to stay out of the box. Put shots on net. You don't know if these goalies are ready to go yet or not. They might be a little cold to start the game. Pound shots on the net consistently.
Yeah, you got to put the puck on net. And, you know, we've seen that from the Ducks, a couple of the bigger goals of last season. Hey, look, Joe Hoover's goal. It wasn't even a great shot against Washington.
How could we forget?
But, you know, he threw it on net. I think if you showed him that shot in a film study session without it being the goal, I think he'd probably like to get a little more on it, like to get it a little more top corner. But you throw it on goal, sometimes you're going to beat the goalie. Section high to the blocker side, and we saw that also from Jesse Leonard. Leonard's goal was a little bit more well placed against Washington, but he had a brilliant clapper from about where the O logo is, right in front of the blue line. It was a big momentum shifter for the Ducks in that first game. Unfortunately, it still ended up as a loss. So put the puck on net, stay out of the box, and then we're told that we're going to see the first start for Noah Rosenberg tonight.
No Noah 4 goals. That's going to be a tough one to live up to.
That's going to be a tough one. If Noah can score 4 goals, then he's really going to have something going for him. Well, we're going to take a real quick break here. We show 5:45 left on the clock before the game starts. We'll take a quick one. We've got the national anthem coming up as well. Well, we're through the anthem, and Trenton, our producer tonight, Colin, was asking me should we have the audio on for the anthem or not. Our crowd mic's not very good, so we went with no, and I think that was objectively a mistake because we had a spirited anthem tonight sung by some of the folks in the crowd, approximately but not quite in line with the musical accompaniment. So, hey, it's the thought that counts.
They dressed up for the occasion. They're dressed up as giraffes over there.
Well, I guess it's vaguely October. It's the start. Halloween is a long process for those of you
they're breaking in the costumes.
who maybe haven't been on a college campus around Halloween, but it is not a one-day event. Anyway, we are underway. Face-off taken by USC. Starters for Oregon. Noah Rosenberg, as we said, gets the nod in goal. His first start. Tyler Naziski and Alec Mingle, pair of rookies on defense, and then Nathan Lutz, Nick Schiabera, and Kevin McClare, that top forward line. So look straight away, Colin, for you to see a bunch of the new names on this team. We saw McClare deliver what was probably the biggest Duck hit of the I-5 Cup, and right now he throws one on net and had a chance maybe to have it deflected by Schiabera, couldn't, behind the net. Now taken by USC. They'll knock it off the boards, but didn't get past McClare. Now Schiabera with it. Schiabera moving into the corner as a man pushing in on him and loses the puck. Now USC takes it. USC up through their own zone, now through the neutral zone. Across the blue line come the Trojans, but cleared away by the Ducks, and it will go for icing. 19:26 left, first period. Not a bad first 30 seconds there for the Ducks.
Well, we talked about it. They got to start acting as a cohesive unit out there. They made some plays playing together. It's a good start to the game.
And that's all you can ask for. 34 seconds in is just a good start. Most of that 34 seconds spent on the proper side of the red line as far as the Ducks are concerned. Kevin McClare has to wait for this to squirt to the neutral zone, and then he'll just gain his half of the ice and dump it in. The Ducks get a chance for a line change. Zach Foss now pressures the puck. He's able to get to it, and it bounces in front and is going to have to be covered up by Jeremy Blaustein for a cheap shot number one. But hey, it's a base hit in the box score, isn't it?
Shot nonetheless. I see that they've stuck with the old line as they did last year with Yale, Foss, and Schott.
Yeah, they've mixed that up a little bit. We saw Schott the first I-5 Cup game play up with Schiabera. The second I-5 Cup game they split them up. For my money, I like that line a little bit better when they're split. Just kind of give them each a chance to do their thing. They're such similar players that when you have them on the same line,
absolutely,
you don't maybe get the sum of their parts. Now here's Trevor Schott with it, and he fired one through, did not cleanly get there. Jesse Leonard keeps it in. Leonard with Harrison Landers on defense right now. And Jesse's a guy we've seen play both as a winger and as a defenseman. Has to move into a more permanent defensive role this season, just with the personnel the Ducks have, and the Trojans take the 1-0 lead.
I'm sure Noah Rosenberg wants that one back. That's a save that he probably makes 10 times out of 10. But first shot on game for the Trojans, 1-0.
Yeah, and things can change in a heartbeat. I think the Ducks were looking like the better team for the first bit of that game, and they do allow the goal on through. Now, one goal doesn't mean much.
No.
Doesn't have to mean anything.
Got a lot of game.
A lot of game left indeed. Upside, the Trojans have to regroup, and the Ducks take it on through as Alec Berg dumps it in. Morenberg. Didn't sound quite right. Cody Dries from his knees will play that back to the point.
Dries from his knees.
And now Pat Taylor threw a backhanded shot. There was a rebound there, but Cody Dries could not get there. Engel got the half clearance there, played back to Blaustein. And now thrown the length of the ice by the Trojans, but touched up in the neutral zone, no ice. And Ducks, a little bit of sloppiness on the breakout there. And Mingle into the corner. Played back Jakowski. Behind the net though for USC. Trojans now into the corner. They throw it across the net. It's loose in front. They've scored again. It's 2-0, 16:53.
Isaac, that starts with the breakout. Ducks just couldn't get it out of their defensive zone. They had a few chances to get it out, but one of the new guys, I don't know his name, he's a graduate student, I believe, couldn't dig it out of the corner, lost the puck. Trojans then gained the momentum there on offense, and that's 3 shots and 2 goals.
And not all of the Ducks seem to have broken into their new jerseys yet, so some of the rookie numbers are a little off as a backhander thrown in front by McClare there is blockered away. Jesse Leonard knocked that in. Ducks couldn't touch, though. They would have been offside. Now here comes the Ducks. Here's Scabera. He shoots. Rebound. And just wide on the rebound there from Kevin McClare.
That first line is probably shown the best pressure so far, other than the Schott, Yale, and Foss line. They are definitely doing their job setting the tone on the top line. It's not a matter of who has more possession. It's 4-on-3 in shots. Just the Trojans have gotten the lucky bounces.
That one squirts out of the zone, but Harris and Landers will go back to get it. Having to do a lot with it was Harrison, and had to get it to Schott. Ooh, knocked down there hard as Yale picks the stick back up. And here's USC again, and trying to take advantage across the net. Now here's Harrison Landers, and he throws a shot wide. Zach Foss keeps it alive for Trevor Schott. High, wide, and handsome. 15:37 left first period. Already the Ducks find themselves in a 2-0 hole. Bounces going USC's way. Have to excuse my respiratory issues. Not bothering me at all this week until now. Rosenberg tipped that one out of danger into the corner. And Sammy Rosenberg giving chase on it. Now Cody Dries giving chase as well, and Rosenberg knocks the man down there. Maybe lucky, he didn't avoid the penalty. The close referee didn't see it, but the back referee saw it. I think that's going to go against 48. Indeed.
Gonna call a cross-check.
And Sammy, you'll have a word, but not much of a protest.
Now, people have always asked, is there, do the referees tell each other, there's unwritten rule that this is your call, this is my call. Normally, the referee closest to that would have called the penalty, but I think in that case, it was a straight across angle. He might have had the better angle. There is no rule or unwritten rule about who calls penalties and who don't. If you see it, you call it.
Well, special teams, always an issue at this level. We'll see what USC's power play has to show for it. Already they're moving around a lot, and that's a little bit different look from what we saw from Washington. Washington, very spatially organized, patient power play unit, and a little bit more moving parts for USC based on this first 30 seconds. Across the blue line now are the Trojans, and the shot deflected away by Rosenberg. Got to get that confidence for the goalkeeper. Goaltenders are They're all about rhythm. They're all about momentum. They're all about the flow of the game that they're in.
First start, so just got to get the butterflies out of the way. First one was just, like I said, he's going to get that 9 times out of 10. But as far as what USC is running on their power play, that should not change how you play on your penalty kill. Regardless if they're moving around or if Washington's more spatially organized, you got to have a game plan for whatever power play comes at you.
And something that we've seen traditionally for the Ducks on the PK is a little bit more aggression than you might normally expect to see. That hasn't been so much a thing this season, although Trevor Schott maybe had a shorty in the back of his mind there. Goodness me. And USC in their own zone on the power play now. 13:33 left, first period. And now here come the Trojans, still with it, all the way around the net now. And oh boy, I think that Chase Thesman just made that about 8 times more complicated than it had to be. If he went for the wraparound there, I think it's 3-0. Instead, behind the net, Trojans, no, the shot wide, and there was an angle for that to get through, but it didn't make it there. And another chance for the Ducks. Rosenberg now out of the penalty box. Trevor Schott has to go back and get a glove. 12:40. Knocked down and out of the air, shot, goal. Goal for USC. That was Drew McGrain.
Ducks got caught on a change there. They looked good on the penalty kill. Jesse Leonard ran into Noah Rosenberg that one time. That was the only time we were really, well, and then Noah, he got a little far out of his crease there. The wraparound could have been made. Other than that, penalty kill looked pretty good. They get caught changing and wide open lane for USC.
Well, here's Nick Scabera. Can he have something to say about it now? He's one of those guys, does have the skill to single-handedly turn a game around. And Scooby again behind the net. Cleared again. McClare goes for the big hit. I think we'll have to get used to that. Still, though, the Ducks trying to get some shots on goal, and more importantly, a shot or two in goal. As McClare again throws the body, as does Matt Stone. Matt Stone takes over the number 18 from Michael Luke, and had a talk with Matt before the first Washington game, asked him if he knew what he was getting into with that jersey number, and I don't think anyone had told him the legends yet. We'll see if he can develop into his own player. Here comes McClare. McClare couldn't get the shot off. 11 minutes left in the first period. 3-0.
Yale just missed that one. Just went right over his stick. If he got a hold of that wide open lane.
And he's not a player to miss on his opportunity like that too often. He's one of those guys for the Ducks you can really count on to be in the right spot, at least get the shot off.
Benefited on a lot of Trevor Schott's feeds on the to the front of the net.
He had
quick hands.
He had a great goal, probably the goal of the I-5 Cup so far for the Ducks in that second game. A goal that we saw him almost score about 7 times last season, and finally he was able to work. The Ducks threw it across net, and he kind of had the baseball deflection, and it was about knee height.
Okay.
When it came to him.
Saw a lot of those last year.
A lot of swings on those last year, and he put one in the back of the net. Also a very good face-off man is Jake Yale. Those littler guys can be good on the face-offs. They just get that kind of low center of gravity and they dig in. This one cleared, knocked out of the air in the neutral zone by USC. And here come the Ducks. Shot fuss, Yale in front. And deflected. Net comes off its own moorings.
Good idea by Yale. But Blaustein was right there. Nothing Foss could have done differently. Didn't have time to pull it back or any of that. And I don't think Yale sold the pass either, but I think Blaustein just had a good jump on it. Was able to make a great save.
And that's in the corner, knocked around. Still chasing it in the corner. Now USC centers. From McGrain again, save Rosenberg. And he pops up and looks around after.
Tell you what, the Ducks got to get a goal this period, pick their young goalie up. It's really going to help him out. It's his first start. Can't really put too many expectations on him. But other than that one goal, he's looked sharp.
Oh, but he's not going to like it if he sees his team give up the puck in that position too many times. Fanning on a clearance there was Pat Taylor. Behind the net for the Trojans. Alec Mingle trying to dig in to get to it. He does. Flips it up and over the neutral zone. USC to it first. But they at least have to get out of the zone. Cody Dries found Rosenberg and he just tried to dump it in, but it went off a Trojan body. Now Noah Rosenberg, I guess I've really got to specify this season. And Scooby drops it, leaves it for Alec Mingle. Mingle listed as a defenseman, but coming in like a forward, made a Trojan take the spill, but not able to turn it into a shot. Scooby drops that off for Nathan Lutz. And then right back to him and wide. Knocked forward by Leonard. He can't get it through the neutral zone, and it's USC into the Oregon zone again, but deflected away. Scabera got stuck covering for a defenseman and hasn't been able to get out of that position.
Made a great play there.
He did, though. He did. Now through the neutral zone. Here come the Ducks, but off the skate of a Trojan player. Not a good zone entry. Behind the net for USC, taken by Oregon. McClare will tip it around him, and he's got some space. He shoots, and it's high, deflected. Great play from Kevin there.
There was a spot, he almost hit it, but just a little low on it, and it's good to get that in the goalie's head, in the Blaustein's head. Blaustein already made that great save on Zach Foss on the pass. Plant the seed in his mind that you're going to shoot two-on-ones. So far, I will say the blocker has looked good for Blaustein in warm-ups. At least the small sample size that I had trouble on his glove side. So we'll see if that does translate into the game. We've only seen a couple plays on his blocker, and he's been there.
Now we'll see if the Ducks can test that glove side. Right now, they'd be happy to test glove or blocker. Hadn't been getting too many shots through. This might change here as Trevor's shot had it deflected somewhere about 25 feet away from Blaustein and into the netting behind the goal once more. 6:59 left first period. The Trojans have scored 1, 2, 3 times in the first period. But But as Colin said, short of arguably the first one, not really much that Noah Rosenberg could be doing differently. And Blaustein has to make a big save there and pounce on it. It is 10:54 p.m. We've still got 7 minutes left in the first period.
Moving right along. Now right on cue, Blaustein gets tested on the glove. 9 times out of 10, that one's caught, and he dropped it. So it's one shot, I know, but it's something to look for.
And the guys have got to be noticing that. Not everyone might be noticing that independently, but there's at least somebody on the bench who's got to
absolutely
pick up on that. And here comes Stone, and it's wide. Now Taylor trying to keep it in. Ken Landers, he can, and then he knocked it right into the Trojan bench. And I don't know what they wanted Harry to do differently there, but they don't look happy about it. Face-off, though, is on the Trojan half of the neutral zone, right in front of the USC bench, which is a full bench as always. USC seems to always have about 900 guys on their roster, as Nick Scabera's shot is high.
Nick really wants that one back. He knew he got under it just a little bit. Big chance there for the Ducks. That's twice now on 2-on-1s they've elected to shoot. Do they pass next time? It'll be interesting to see. But it seems like Blaustein's covering up that left side of the goalposts more often than not.
Scabera again, Lutz in the middle, McClare to the right, he shoots, rebound, and Lutz tried to knock that rebound home. He is able to partially pickpocket a Trojan, but his friend had his back. And now here's USC, offside across the blue line. 5:48 left first period. Things have calmed down a little bit since the Trojans took a 3-goal lead, but the worry for Oregon's just got to be you've got to start chipping away at that at some point. 3 goals, especially at the ACHA level, is really not insurmountable. You hear the phrase that a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey. You could really almost extend that to 3 at this level.
Absolutely.
But that logic is only there. That logic only applies if you start to chip away at it. A 3-0 lead is still pretty good. 3-1, it'll look a lot different. Here's Yale. And up for Foss. Foss and shot now. So that one 5 times fast as Shot tried to slide it across to Foss. Couldn't quite get it on the stick, and there's a nifty glove from Noah Rosenberg, and Noah's got to be happy about that one.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, Isaac, that first line has come to play tonight. It's the rest of the team, the rest of the line's got to pick up the energy that first line has shown. A lot of the scoring chances have come from the Scabara line. And that's with some freshmen on his line. The veterans need to, on the second, third line, got to pick it up. We got a lot of time, though.
Got a lot of time.
And we know that the line of Foss, Yale, and Schott are going to get their opportunities. That's not out of the question at all. But still, with this new team, young team, new guys, it'll be interesting to see how much they gel over the course of this game.
And that's knocked forward and knocked down. Pat Taylor chasing it into the corner. Taylor's got to be one of the locker room leaders at this point in experience. Has it in front, and he's knocked off the puck. Now Taylor again. And kicked back, and now it's USC throwing it in. Both teams will get some new bodies out there. 4:36 left in the period. Throwing the length of the ice, not anywhere near an icing. Drew McGrain has to go back to get it for USC. And that diagonal pass across the neutral zone's been there for the Trojans all night. Now they've just got to knock it around. Backhanded pass taken by the Ducks. 4:11 left first period. Ducks have looked much improved since going down to 3-0, but as we were saying, that's That's only much improved. That's not quite where it needs to be. In front, and McClare didn't take it with him, and Rosenberg fortunate to have that one find its way into his equipment.
The absolute worst place to lose the puck, and right in front of the net. But Rosenberg was right there to pick McClare up. Let's see if this line with Yale, Foss, and Schott can get something going here right before the period ends.
Well, Yale dropped it back. Disappearing into the corner. Now centering for the Trojans. Trying to find Jack DeHanna, but he couldn't knock it down. Now here's Trevor Schott, got the brand new C on that sweater. Small print on the C as that puck goes up and out of play. Take a look at it when Schotty comes by here. It's barely there, that Captain C.
Yeah. That Rebirth logo is right there, though. I assume that's got something to do with it. Can't cover the outfitter of the team.
No, you got to give props
after creating these great jerseys.
They are. The yellows are very nice as well. We saw those in Game 2 of the IFF Cup. Presume we might see them tomorrow. Zach Foss for Trevor Schott. Still with it is Trevor Schott. Now USC able to recover. Bounced off the skate of a Trojan. Jesse Leonard has to sprint behind his own net. Alec Mingle now behind the net. For Schott. Now here's Jake Yale. Jake Yale tried to toe drag it. Now an opportunity. Oh, what a move in front! And the shot through to Blaustein. 55, I believe, is Slade Chikowski. Another one of those numbers that does not yet correspond to what it says it should be on the internet. I was told that they would all be on their internet matching numbers by this week, so I don't have my cheat sheet of rookie numbers from 2 weeks ago. We'll get it figured out by tomorrow. Into the corner. We'll go with Slade Chikowski. Looks like the right body size for Slade. And in front, and again didn't get through to Rosenberg. Kept in at the blue line by USC. Wide in front. It's trying to set up again. Jesse Leonard into the corner. 2:05 left. First period. Ducks down but not out at 3-0. Across the zone and now taken away. And just gaining the zone and dumping it in there. Tyler Maziski. Now Kevin McClare and had it poked away at the last moment. Warren Berg. Nathan Lutz in front and deflected. Escobar into the corner to get it. And McClare, that one chipped up and into the bench. 1:17 left in this period. Nothing the score for the Trojans. A dominant first period on the scoreboard. Although I think most of the game it hasn't looked like there's 3 goals between these teams. Now Scabera shot hard into the equipment of Blaustein. And some Ducks go colliding into each other.
Tough angle there for Scabara. Wasn't sure if anyone was in front of the net to possibly get a feed. But he also did have a shot that created a rebound chance, but Blaustein was all over it.
Yeah, it's tough to say if he had the angle for the pass. I almost wonder if that was something where he was shooting for the rebound more than shooting for the goal there, but it didn't quite work out that way. Tyler Toffoli and Alec Martinez know a little thing or two about that play.
Got to get your Kings plug in there.
Got to work it in. I don't think that happened in the I-5 Cup, and we lost both games. So there you go. 34 seconds left. Face-off coming in the neutral zone in front of the Duck penalty box, which has remained pretty empty through this first period, I have to say.
Emptiest I've seen it in a while.
And Trevor's shot. Now Zach Fuss throws it through. It's loose. And Shot had a chance to knock that one out of the air into the back of the net. 20 seconds left.
Those are the chances we're accustomed to seeing with this line.
The shot Fuss Yale's got a nice ring to it. 9 seconds left. And either team get one more shot off. We know well on this broadcast it doesn't take very long. 2 seconds left in the period and none. So through 20 minutes of play, 3-0 USC. And we are back. Didn't have much of an intermission report for you. I'm trying to conserve every moment of voice I've got left, and I'll hit the tee hard tomorrow and be back with you, hopefully with a full-throated effort tomorrow. So, Colin, we were talking a little bit in the intermission. Actually, this was a point that Trenton made. The USC kind of looked a little sporadic, but as you said, it worked weirdly to their advantage. They were in the right places at the right time. They did exactly what we talked about Oregon doing. They made smart plays and they threw the puck on net.
Absolutely.
And that good things happened for them.
Absolutely. That first goal, that's a tough one. That's the first shot of Noah Rosenberg's young career as an Oregon goaltender. But the next two were just in the right place at the right time, especially the third one. It seemed like USC was in either breaking back or setting up their defense in the neutral zone, and then the forward just picks it up and takes a slap shot right at the top of the circle. Had no business being there. The rest of his guys were behind him. They've been all over the place. It's worked. It's not a matter of who is dominating the game more as far as possession. The shots are 13-10 in Oregon's favor. But Jeremy Brownstein has stepped up to the plate. Ducks have had a few chances that could have gone for goals, and he's been there to stop them. Got to keep up the same game plan that they've been doing, throwing shots on net. They've done a good job. Rosenberg should settle down here in the second period. He looked better as the game went on there in the first. But look for the Ducks maybe to test that glove side a little bit more, and also creating more pressure in front of the net. He hasn't really had to deal with many high-stress situations. It's just been a couple of those 2-on-1s, and he's only had to face one pass on the 2-on-1s. I think 2 out of the 3 have been shots. So he's definitely stepped up. USC looks interesting. I haven't really seen much like that, especially with the quality of I'm not saying they're not a good opponent, but with Washington and Utah, just how disciplined they were in their formations. USC is all over the place, kind of unlike anything I remember seeing last year. Ducks got to find a way to stop that.
It looks like I believe that is Rich Salahor, who's coaching along with Chris Stankovic tonight. Can't quite tell. It's definitely not Bill Leahy. And we understand that career moves happen. And Bill Leahy, congratulations to him on the promotion, but it does mean he has a little bit fewer available hours. And talking to him last week or 2 weeks ago about that, and he said, really, if he was making the smart time management decision, he wouldn't be doing coaching at all this year for the Ducks. He felt he couldn't do that to the boys, and that's why they will run through a wall for Coach Leahy. They really will. They really appreciate what he brings to the table. Because a guy can relate to the boys. He can he jumped out of airplanes, for Christ's sake. I mean, how can that not be awesome? So here we go. Second period underway. What have Coach Stanky and company come up with in the locker room? Ducks were in there for a long time. All of the Trojans were on the ice, and half of them were to the bench by the time the locker room doors even opened for the Ducks, as that puck out of play. 1940 left second period. Ducks, again, trying to respond, down 3-0. We saw the top unit out there, which we see actually looks. This is this is the Scabara line. The Trevor Schott, Zach Foss, Jake Yale line looked good, as did this one with Scabara, Lutz, and McClare. Passed back, and Nizitsky has to dump it in, scored it out. Lutz chops it back, but SC there, and now Mingle again for Lutz. Now here's McClare. McClare shoots in wide. Going for that glove side, though. And McClare wants it in front, tapping the stick on the ice. They couldn't get it to him. Now it's the Foss shot Yale line. Jesse Leonard and birthday boy Harrison Landers on defense. And here's shot with Yale. And now it's still loose behind the net. The Ducks have it. And Zach Foss dumps it back around for Jake Yale. Then Yale tried to play behind. Can Zach Foss get to the corner? He can. McClare behind the net. Yale now, smart play from Jake Yale. He tried to just casually backhand it off the skate of Jeremy Blaustein as he takes that wide. But how many times of name your team? Every hockey team has been victimized by what Jake Yale just tried to do. Those goals always hurt. Jesse Leonard chips that up, 17:40. We're zooming right along in the second period. Trevor Schott trying to beat the Trojans on his own there. Still with the puck is Trevor Schott. Loses it, goes back for it, and hey, why not? It's still Trevor Schott. Now he'll get it to Stone. And Stone with the long shot through, but forces the save out of Blaustein. He has no choice but to cover up. We get a whistle, we get a change. 17:19 left. Face off to the blocker side of Blaustein. The shot right on through, and that was over the line, and they get the goal! Do the Ducks. Johnny on the spot, the referee there, as that puck was just barely over the goal line, but a confident call from the referee. He absolutely had the angle, and Trojans looked perturbed but didn't really protest too much. So 3-1, it's the spark they needed. Did not see who had the last touch on that for the Ducks. Jake Yale. And hey,
I'm not sure if Jake Yale is out there. That's the Dries Taylor.
Probably Dries then, probably 17. Maybe Pat Taylor. We'll see if Kevin Buckley lets us know.
There's Cody Dries on the goal.
And Berg dumps that one in, so 3-1, some life for the Ducks. Big collision there, big fall from SC. Zitsky's pass for Stone wasn't quite what it needed to be. And now taken away behind the net. Long pass forward, trying to find Taylor, would have been offside. Instead, USC will collect and the Ducks will change. 16:30 left, second period. Intercepted there. McClare with some speed is dragged down, and that's a penalty. What can the Ducks do now? They'll get the extra man out there, but won't get a shooting opportunity.
Absolutely holding on the play. Sounded like football there. Great job by McClare getting some space. Right idea by the USC player to get to him before it might have been a breakaway and possibly a penalty shot.
I was just thinking the same thing. I think it's, you want to stay out of the box, but I think Gavin Crystal made absolutely the right play for USC there to do it without getting the trip, without getting the penalty shot. Now it's the Ducks on the power play.
Got to capitalize here.
Big moment here, down 3-1, but with the extra man to really make this a game again. Want to be patient, though. You've got 2 minutes of extra time with the extra man. Want the right shot. Scabera with it. Scabera trying to pull some guys out of position. Now he'll go back to Mingle. Mingle back to Scabera. Couldn't handle it cleanly, but no immediate pressure on him, so he still has it. Centering pass from the Ducks, and this will come. Slap shot through. Rebound there. And looked like it was maybe there for the taking for the Ducks. 1 minute, 7 seconds left on the power play. Alec Mingle can't keep that one in. $15-10 left. Have not noticed a Darren Toller sighting for the Ducks
thinking the
yet,
same thing.
on the bench or otherwise. For that matter, don't. Oh no, there's Steve in the penalty box. So Papa's here, Dad's here. Don't see Darren. We'll try to get the scoop on that for you.
Interesting that the Ducks were allowed to make a change here on an icing. I'm not sure about a power play icing rule where you're allowed to do that.
Well, you've heard me go on and on about icings on the power play and what my feelings are on them. The Ducks, though, managed to get the puck back into the SC zone as Jesse Leonard takes a spill. Still 34 seconds left on the man advantage. Tried to find Nizitsky there, bad pass. Jesse Leonard almost forgot the puck. And now Zach Foss. Foss has it deflected away from him. 13 seconds left on the man advantage. Ducks onside there in the long shot, gloved by Blaustein. And with 6 seconds left on the man advantage, 14:22 left in the period, we'll get a whistle and a change.
They've had their chances. Power play looks good so far. I don't see much pressure, though, in front of the net. It seems like it's been a lot of space. And there are so many power plays are different. But usually last year we saw a guy parked out in front of the net. I didn't see that. I don't think I saw that on either of the two lines. Wonder if a switch was made or just positioning.
We're back to even strength. And Crystal went straight to the bench for a substitution. Now it's SC in front, and Rosenberg covers it up and had it USC try to chip away at it, and good to see the boys down there defending Noah. Ben Green working the visiting penalty box tonight. Looks a little nervous anytime someone starts chipping away at a goalie's glove.
Especially with the history of the goalies not being afraid to stick up for themselves or maybe initiate something. But we do have a penalty here on USC. It'll be a slash.
So there was some skirmishes after the play. They're going to take
it's the captain.
Just the USC player, just Anna, out of Mesa, Arizona. And Anna will exchange pleasantries with Mr. Green. Jesse Leonard coming on to that one. Leonard's got a shot from that position. You saw that in the Washington series. Now here's USC. USC leading 3-1, short-handed. Nathan Lutz tipped that forward, tried to find Kevin McClare. Instead, it's
I don't know.
Still Lutz, and
that's a close one. I think McClare had his foot on the blue line still. But that is a close call.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Both skates all the way across the blue line for you to be offside, right?
Yes. You can have the tip of the blade on the tip of the blue line, but you're still onside.
Well, we don't have the luxury of watching a replay. It doesn't matter anyway. 1:26 left in the power play. The Ducks down 3-1, but with the momentum, I think you'd say, in this period. Jesse Leonard dumps that one in. It caroms around the boards. It'll squirt out, and now it's Leonard again with it. Leonard to Mingle. Slap shot is wide. And Mingle plays that one back for McClare. McClare back across the halfway line. Now still with it is Kevin McClare. Still with it, and the low shot there, trying to maybe sneak it 5-hole. was easily handled by Blaustein. 44 seconds left, man advantage. Both teams change on the dump in by not by Washington or Washington State. Neither of those schools are in fact playing the Ducks tonight. USC, the visiting team, has that one deflected up and out of play. 37 seconds left on the man advantage. 12:37 left in the second period.
One thing to note here, Isaac, is that Lutz was back out in front of the net. It must have just been something that I'd seen, but they are still running the same thing with one forward out in front of the net, just couldn't capitalize. Didn't really have much possession there either.
Yeah, I think the first power play looked maybe a little bit better than the second for the Ducks, but still time to prove me wrong. Rebound there, maybe, and why did it again. USC to it first. In fact, a little bit of trouble there for the Ducks to get that puck out, and now they'll rescue it. They go for the long pass there, but too far out in front of Zach Foss. Penalty is over. And Ducks wanted icing there. They won't get it, but they do get the puck, and then they gave it away. Save Rosenberg, though. Now a penalty coming up. Roughing. They're going to get Harrison Landers there. Roughing in the flow of play, I've never really understood.
Normally it's just where you'd call that is intentional contact on a player who doesn't have the puck. I didn't see anything egregious that Landers did. He didn't put up much of an argument, but then again, I was looking at Noah Rosenberg to see if he was going to make that play, which he did. He looks settled in.
Well, that one hit kind of up high on Rosenberg's equipment, and he maybe looked a little uncomfortable, but he made the save, and that's all that matters. 1:42 left. That one dumped in. Berg. And Berg again, now behind the net. Stopping and starting again are the Trojans. Now to the corner. Jesse Leonard tried to pickpocket. Behind the net is USC. Jack Diana, quarterbacking the power play at the point, slides it across. And they go back to the captain. Sliding in front and trying to take advantage of Noah Rosenberg horizontally, but not to be done there. Here comes SC again. Oh, and Diana did it all himself there, didn't he? And that shot into the netting, and I think, is that going to come all the way out of the zone?
That should. It didn't touch an Oregon player's stick,
yeah, but, and the ref was right on it. He pointed right out to the neutral zone.
Though he's only faced 5 shots this period, Isaac. Noah Rosenberg looks settled in. He looks really good this period. I think all he needed was that first one out of the way. He's pretty vocal, too. I think you can hear him through the headset just like I can. He's fired up.
And that's what a luxury it's going to be for the Ducks this year if they can reliably turn to Jackson Howery, Ben Green, or Noah Rosenberg in any given game and get a good game out of all of them.
That's what we said last year. It's a young group, but a quality young group. Definitely, goaltending for sure is going to be a strength for this team moving forward, as it was last season.
As it's been. Danny Cockrell.
Yep.
And even before Danny Cockrell, I'm going to really show my age here, but Chris Takla and Jack Barry looked, they were really strong for the Ducks. They had a lot to do with Danny Cockrell's development. Jack Barry, I think, was after Takla, although now the years blend together. But
we get another penalty here.
Another one coming up against the Ducks. In front, and USC very, very nearly was able to take advantage with the goalie out there. And I'm going to say it once more, as it's Nathan Lutz who's penalized here for, wait for it, slashing. In the NHL, on a delayed penalty, if you pull your goalie and score, that's the end of the story. In college hockey, you still get the power play, so it's really important to be able to execute 6-on-5 because you can basically double your power play output if you can do that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we saw that last year.
We did, at least once. And it's something, the first time I saw it, I did not know that was the rule. And I was really confused because there were a lot of other questionable things that happened that night. And enough so that maybe you wondered if the person calling the game. But no, I was wrong, and I'll admit it the 1 or 2 times a season that I'm wrong.
Right.
That's a joke. It's much more than once or twice a season. 9:17 left in this period, so we've eclipsed the halfway mark of the period and the game. USC in front there. The shot didn't get through. The Ducks have looked much better in this period than they did in the first, and they really didn't look bad.
No, they didn't.
In the first period. It was just one of those weird. Hockey's a weird sport, man. I mean, you can look good and be the team getting outscored. To the neutral zone. Well, the short 5-on-3 is over. Now back to 5-on-4, and Scooby's going to take his time. Back to Lutz, and now back to McClare. Mingle and McClare. Now here's McClare. McClare making Trojans miss. He's going to go for a run. McClare! Oh, that would have been very, very, very nifty for number 27. Oh. That was less nifty for Kevin, but he looks all right. Really, that kid is really growing on me, though. His first couple of games in the Duck uniform looks like he's going to be something fun to watch. Nick Scabera with the puck. Lutz out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. They feed Nathan Lutz. You always want to be able to hit that guy out of the box. And 7:45 left. Second period. Ducks again look a lot better this period than they did in the first. They have the one goal of the period. And right now we've got some infighting for the puck. They'll get it out to Lutz. Lutz plays it behind himself. Up for Cody Dries, and Dries will gain the red line. Dump it in. Oregon has some big bodies out there, and they'll try to use them. Matt Stone, and now for Pat Taylor. Cody Dries throws it behind the net. Drop back, and loose in front, and Berg. Berg behind the net for Dries. Dries and Taylor will be, in fact, the one to get there. Tried to play it back for Dries off of a Trojan stick. Can they keep it in the zone? The Ducks do, but no one knew it, and they all shifted back out of the neutral zone anyway. Berg knocks that one in. Trojans on a change. Nearly created something there. Stone, and now it's intercepted, and the Ducks need to be careful here. They don't start to get sloppy. 6:30 left, and good thing that Jake Yale got out of the way there. He would have went flying. He was a little bit of a size mismatch with the guy that was going for the hit there. Physics are physics. Trevor Schott trying to get very nifty there. And Berg can't keep that in. He's got to give chase. He'll get there, but may pay the price. Drops it back for Zach Foss. 5:58 left, second period. And Jesse Leonard, or is that that's Trevor Schott, 95. And batted out of the air. Rosenberg dives on top of it. It's a tough play to make. As a goaltender, puck was about the length of a Noah Rosenberg out of the crease.
Oh yeah.
I marvel at the vision of athletes in general, but goaltenders especially. You've got to make the decision to dive on that almost before the puck hits the ice.
Absolutely.
And then to do that without taking out any players and getting yourself called for, a cheap interference penalty or something like that. It's really tough to do, and Rosenberg has looked great.
Well, goalies tend to get hurt a lot in those situations, diving out like that, because more often than not, someone's going to fall over them. And when you're in a vulnerable position like that, I've seen a few times in the NHL where goalies will leave a game or be down for a little while because of that.
Well, that was Sam Rosenberg knocking that one across the ice, and Slade Chakowski shooting for Pack 8 all-name first team. Slade Chakowski dumped into the corner. Jesse Leonard onto it. And long pass will find its way to Derek Armstrong, I believe. Jesse Leonard, just the casual clapper fadeaway from the blue line, and that worked about as well as you might think. It's not the shot there that
it's the fadeaway.
Of section 2, it's the spot he's not going the right way. Another opportunity, and can Cody Dries get his stick to it? He can. Deflected netting. 4:11 left. Second period. 3-1 the score. Good game.
Got to give Blaustein's credit. He's looked really good. Ducks put a lot of shots on him.
And Trojans, meanwhile, may get a shot off on Rosenberg here if they can do a little better than it turned out they actually did. Was a good opportunity, but not able to get the shot through was James Koch. Cody Dries in the corner, and so that one knocked the length of the ice. USC will get a change.
22-16 in shots in favor of the Ducks. They've kept up the pressure, kept throwing shots on net on Blaustein, and he's answered the call. But so has Noah Rosenberg. 6 shots that he's faced this period, I think you and I would agree, all pretty quality shots.
And here's Armstrong across the blue line. Now stopping, can he get it back to the point for Mingle? No, instead dumped around toward Diana in the corner for USC. Trojans have it and lose it in the neutral zone. Alec Mingle finds Trevor Schott. Schott, Armstrong, and Yale, and the shot into the midsection of Blaustein, and several whistles from our referee. It's good officiating. Saw the potential for coming together there. Want to keep the focus on the hockey.
Well, you got the right guy at the face-off, Dot. Jake Yale wins majority of his face-offs. Be nice if the Ducks could get something going here with 2:55 left in the second.
And that one will squirt into the neutral zone. Now USC across the blue line. USC with a chance to maybe set up. And the pass went through the zone, missed one guy, but almost found a better hole because of it. That shot, meanwhile, blocked on its way through. Here's Trevor Schott. Schott. Backhanded pass, and Zach Foss was there. He just couldn't put his stick down. That's what you want to see, though. That forward line, that Trevor Schott group working as a cohesive unit. That was a really good pass from Trevor Schott.
Well, that's all Trevor Schott there. An impressive shot block. Brings it all the way down. Puck bounces on Foss there at the end.
And Nice casual kick save from Rosenberg there. Gonna have to figure out some way to differentiate between the Rosenbergs. Might just have to be Rosenberg and Sammy.
That's
Sammy,
fair.
4 goals.
Sammy, 4 goals.
4 goals, probably not the best nickname for a goaltender. We'll figure out a better one.
His goals against average. But I don't anticipate that's going to be the case with Noah Rosenberg. He's looked really good.
He's looked sharp. A good cross zone pass there. And Nathan Lutz, shot blocked. Can Lutz get it back? Tried to center it, or McClare wanted it. Now to the corner, and no one's there for the Ducks. Here comes USC. Big bodies coming through the neutral zone. And Alec Mingle dumped in. If you had to take a guess, no cheating on your roster, what do you think they list Alec Mingle at, height and weight? 24.
Man, you're getting me in trouble here.
Here's McClare. We'll let you think about that for a while.
All right, I'll go 5'9", 145.
Well, he's listed 5'7", 140, and as I said a few weeks ago, I think that might have been the Thanksgiving Day measurement. There's not a lot of Alec Mingle, but he's a really capable defender. And case in point right there, takes the stick away from his man.
I've seen him box out a few guys.
Yeah, he
uses his size well.
Right there, he's half the size of Jack Dana in front of Ned, but he's making life difficult for him. Really good defensive play. And for those of you who have never seen the wide shots of us, I bring it up when players are small, as Mingle is, as the second period comes to an end there, because I myself am all of 5'4", standing on large shoes. So, really like to see the contributions from the smaller guys, and Mingle certainly fits that description. Well, a very good second period for the Ducks, but still a tall order left in the third, and now is. We've got a great table set here. It has to be said. 3-1, the Ducks trail, but they looked definitely like the better team in that second period. You could really even argue they looked like the better team. We've said this before, but they looked really good in the first period too. Just a couple of bounces that went in USC's favor. In the second period, the Ducks able to put it back together. They get the goal on the board. 3-1 going into the third. We will take a quick break here. Maybe we'll try to figure out what USC's coach is talking to the officials about, and I will work on that hydration once more. We'll take a break. Don't go anywhere. right, we're back inside the Lane County Ice Center, the Rink Exchange in Eugene, Oregon. It is 3-1 in favor of USC, but USC has not scored in about half an hour of game time.
Not getting many shots off either. Only had 8 in the second period. That unorthodox style they have didn't really pay many dividends there in the second period, though they did get some quality shots off out of the 6. But I would say that the Ducks have the momentum coming here into the third. And, you know, it's so cliche and we've heard it a lot, but you got to go into a period every time 0-0. They won the period, they won the second period. And, you know, in the first, it was even. We can agree that it was an even period. Advantage of shots goes to the Ducks. But they really took control there in the second period. Stayed out of the box. We said at the beginning at the start of the broadcast, that'd be big to stay out of the box. They got a couple chances on the power play. Looked good. They went 0 for 2 though. But you know, they got to keep that momentum that they have in the second, going in the third. But they got to still make sure that they stay out of the box because, you know, we saw so many times last year going into the third period where, you know, we said the same thing. They stayed out of the box, and then it just came in bunches. So that's still an issue, at least until they prove otherwise. Stay out of the box, keep throwing shots on net. Got to give credit to Jeremy Blountzy though. He looks really good. He's answered the call for USC, and he's probably the main reason why they're still in this game. And they're still leading.
Yeah, I mean, they're more than in this game. But you know, you're saying about those penalties, and it's the games. There were a lot of games for Oregon last year where they were down 1, down 2, down 3, and then all of a sudden they were down 6.
Yeah,
and that has not happened this year, and that's been good to see. This is a team that they're playing with heart this year. They're playing for 60 minutes this year. You know, but things can change in a heartbeat. They've got to stay out of the box because that's where that happened. Is you'd be down 3 goals, you'd take a frustration penalty, you'd get a second, you know, and then even if you're not giving up goals, you're giving up time. USC with a bit of threatening moments to start this third period, but they didn't get the shot off on Noah Rosenberg, and now Kevin McClare doing a little good job of pestering the Trojans there, but now USC through Deanna trying to get the shot on, and Rosenberg did have to turn it aside. That one was wide. That shot came with velocity off the Trojan stick.
One thing to notice with Noah Rosenberg is really aggressive going post to post. Kind of finds himself out of position here and there. We saw in the first period where USC could have had an easy wraparound goal. That's something to look at going forward. The defense really needs to help him out there if that's a habit of his, to play pretty aggressive on his posts.
We will we'll have to see, and we'll keep an eye on how Rosenberg develops as a goaltender at this level. Again, certainly a promising start. That one ripped from Harrison Lander is in a save. It goes wide into the corner. Zach Foss to get it. Jake Yale and kept in. Lander's thrown in front. Is that deflected? And USC able to get to it. Now through the neutral zone come the Trojans. Shot and didn't get through. Smacked away Rosenberg. Good angle from Noah there. Trojans still with it and now tipped away. Oh, they got it back and Rosenberg made the save. Jesse Leonard on it. Good 30 seconds out of USC. Leonard now giving chase. Ducks instead will just take a line change. And that one thrown through the neutral zone. Rosenberg wants icing. He'll get it with the Ducks winning the race just barely on the hybrid icing. Still don't really like hybrid icing. I think at this point I probably got to accept that it's here to stay. We're only, 4 years into it being at the NHL level now, but still just seems to me like it misses the point of what it tries to do. That one, Ducks try to get the pass through and went all the way 200 feet behind Noah Rosenberg. Now here come the Ducks flying across the blue line. Pat Taylor in the middle, and they couldn't get the puck out to him. But can the Ducks take it back in the corner? USC up by 17:36. Left in the game. Ducks still trail by 2. Moving time's got to happen soon. Berg. Karams hard off the boards behind the net.
Ooh.
And penalty coming up there on that hit.
Interesting to see what they call here. I could see that. It could go either way.
You kind of bend and twist and squint in the right direction, and there was a little bit of interference there. The guilty party is, oh boy.
Oh man. Landon Siaka
or Chiaka. I don't know if that's a hard or a soft CI.
If the parents of Landon are watching the broadcast, please comment what the pronunciation of the last name is.
Ciacca. We're going to go with Landon S. until further notice. Here's Kevin McClare behind the net. Oh boy, what a move. McClare, and didn't know what else to do, but the first part sure looks pretty. Short-handed shot from USC.
It looked like McClare had Nick Scabara on a one-timer, just either didn't see him or missed it. He did pass it out front. I don't know if he missed it or not.
Backhanded pass there. Now backhanded shot didn't get through. In the corner behind the net, Nick Scabara. Got the A on his chest this year, does Scooby. And that one deflected off of some sticks or skates or something.
Took it off the bucket.
And nice headed control from Jesse Leonard. Here's Scabara. Scabara shot, rebound! And didn't come to the ice level for McClare. Positionally, he was in good space. Some instructions from Noah Rosenberg doled out there. Here come the Ducks. Landers stops, and it's the second time tonight we've seen
a lot of ankles being taken.
Take out the ankles taken away from a Trojan skater. 1:15:30 left. Ducks trail by 2, but they have the last goal. 11 seconds left on the man advantage for the Ducks. Maybe one more opportunity. Here's Trevor Schott. Lost the puck, no worries. The Ducks have it in the neutral zone. Landers back up to Schott, and here's Schott. Foss is in the middle, Yale's there too. Couldn't get him the puck. Hard hit there, a little bit behind the play. Now USC across the blue line, starting and stopping, and he should have just gone. Jack Hubner there for the Trojans. 14:51 left, third period. Been a 1-0 game over the last 26 minutes, but the 3 goals USC scored before that are the difference in this game. Trevor Schott with a long one through from high slot into the equipment of Blaustein, who sounds like a broken record, but he's looked good.
Looked good, hasn't given up many rebounds either. You know, one big part part of the game for the Ducks offense last year that we can say we saw a lot is a lot of rebound opportunities that they cashed in on. Haven't seen that very much at all tonight, any chance to get a rebound.
Well, 14:19 left for them to change that. Tchaikovsky started, stopped, lost the puck. Here's USC. Numbers if they really hurry. And Mizitsky slips that forward. Can he get it to Scooby? Scooby fell down, but did enough to touch it, and then the Trojan player fell down. Boy, bodies flying all over the ice. Slightly into each other as well. Now an opportunity, the shot, rebound, Scabera still with it. Scabera pulls it back. Tried to center it was Scooby. No one's stick was down for it. 13:43 left. Third period. USC breaks out now. Ducks will get a new offensive group out there one at a time as USC has it around to the point. Cycling shot. Ooh, and it came up high there. Knocked away by Rosenberg. That one knocked down Armstrong. Nozitsky and Berg, and it shifted for Berg. 13:08 left, third period. Cody Dree with a clapper, and boy, that shot was going to the right spot, but Blaustein was there. Mingle squirts that back out, and now it's Armstrong. USC, can they set up? Nope, the shot straight in to Noah Rosenberg. 12:41 left, the Ducks still down 2.
Pretty even so far here through the third. 5-4 shot advantage though for the Ducks. And they have their playmaking line out there. Couldn't get anything going on the power play. Let's see. They've looked better 5-on-5 than they have on their own power play. I don't know if you've noticed that too.
Yeah, it's been maybe, just it's kind of a little bit lack of organization maybe when the defense is in more of a shell as they are in the PK. You're going to get hurt by that more than when everyone's trying to cover a guy or a place on the ice. I don't know. We'll have to be interesting to see if any of the Ducks picked up on any of those notes. That puck tried to slam it home, and somehow it managed to squirt all the way back out into the corner. Now behind the net, Foss trying to get there. SC, though, will arrive at the puck first. And Berg, long shot from the point, kicked away. Jake Yale now chopping at it. Zach Foss couldn't take it with him, and SC just gets it back across the blue line. Ducks had to wait to get back on side. Good patience there.
One of those weird plays, though. It looked like it could have been offsides.
And thrown in, and I don't understand how are you ever a goaltender? Just picked that one out of the air. Wasn't even like that shot was moving particularly quickly, and it still is impressive. 3-1 the score. 11:35 left. Nick Scabera's line digs in for the faceoff. They'll get the puck. Now back out to the point. Landers, though, couldn't keep it in. Has to dump, and the Ducks regroup back on side. Little bit of pressure for checking. Oh, long pass, and they'll wave off the icing there.
It's close.
See, if only there was some way you could have the rule designed about the players having to touch the puck.
Yeah.
Something to make it a little bit less of a subjective call. Behind the net, Trojans trying to move laterally. They've had success doing that, and wide, and it came well out. Rosenberg wasn't there, and it's 4-1. And the way the offense has been, the way Blaustein has been playing tonight, that might be all she wrote. But still 11 minutes left for all intents and purposes. 10:52 on the clock, so still time. And that one that's a break.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one for the Ducks, and I think Harrison Landers, he was right there. He's not looking too happy there on the bench. He thought he should have probably blocked that shot, but doesn't have the same thickness in his equipment as those goalies were.
Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult with human being with shin pads.
I'm sure you remember the famous Ilya Brizgalov quote on defensemen back in the HBO days, giving his defensemen some love, doing the same job that he does, just with less pads.
Yeah.
We got a fight going here.
And still grabbing onto the stick of the Duck there. Trojan player involved, Chase Bessman. Expect both penalty boxes will open up here.
Yeah. Gonna get them both for a rough.
Oh, it's Cody Drees. Okay. Cody Drees, the guilty duck. Cody Drees has an A on his chest.
Oh, so they're matching high sticks, or I guess that's what it is.
Cody looks like he's yelling some stuff across the scorer's booth at Chase, and I don't think it's dinner plans.
No.
10:23 left, third period. So they'll put them both on the board. They will, and we'll play fours. I think that it's tough to say who 4-on-4 favors in this game. I think right now everything that's not a 5-on-4 or better probably favoring the Trojans with a 3-goal lead, 10 minutes left.
You know, the Ducks have had their chances tonight, but it's tough to critique if they haven't finished or if Blaustein's been that good. But the Ducks have played well tonight, not for a lack of effort. They've thrown a lot of shots on net. Just a couple bad breaks that the Trojans were the beneficiaries of.
And, here's another difference from last year. Look at that Ducks bench right now.
Yeah.
Almost every single player is standing up. They're engaged. They're looking at the play. They're in it. And, and hockey players have a lot of heart and a lot of pride. And I don't want to, insinuate that last year's team didn't care. But those kind of things didn't really seem to happen as much. They seem to get a little bit dejected a little bit more easily. And this year that's not happening, and that's got to be a really encouraging sign, even though the results are taking a while to materialize.
Well, I'd say they have more depth too, a fuller bench than they had last year. And you and I were talking about it. Just a lot of talented guys the Ducks have on offense, on defense, moving forward.
Yeah, and they've got just about, I think they have one guy short of being able to scratch a forward, a skater every game, but it really creates that competition for those top line spots. When you've got a shorter bench, roles are a little bit more rigidly defined, and it just allows you to do different things. It allows you to practice game situations in practice more, for that matter. SC in the Duck zone. Backhanded shot. Big rebound, but the Ducks are there. 8:30 left. Zach Fuss is stapled into the boards as Drees and Thessern are out. Berg plays that forward. And Drees couldn't get there, and losing a wheel there was a Trojan player behind the play. Drew McCrane. 7:57 left in this one. The Ducks trail by 3 and icing the call. .52 left. The Trojan goals in the first period, those 3 goals were scored in 9 or 10 minutes, so really, this game is not over. The Ducks have got to get something going sooner rather than later here, but you got to get one. You get one, you get it down to a 2-goal deficit. You get an opportunity to maybe pull the goalie. And, it's in front there. Who's in front again? And Blaustein there, but that was the chance for the Ducks. .24 remaining.
It's a new line for the Ducks. I haven't seen this one fielded yet.
Is that Lutz and McClare, the wingers there, 27-37?
Yep. Without Skavara on the line.
We'll see. Maybe that means that we're going to see Skabara and Schott put together.
We saw that a few times last year going into the third. And Coach Leahy was looking for some plays to be made, for some goals. He'd pair those two together. You'll see that with the Penguins and their stars thrown on the same line when it gets to crunch time, or the Capitals with Ovechkin and Backstrom. Usually a good move.
Yeah, and that shot is gloved again by Blaustein. Tyler Nazitsky just dumps it in. 6:43 left. You get the face-off. And here's Scooby with
Sam Rosenberg.
And Slade Jakowski. That's it's quite the grouping there. Oh my goodness. Face off and gets the shot immediately. Been trying to figure out how to do that move on the PlayStation. Can't quite get it down. Really quick thumbs you have to have. Maybe a little bit more difficult on ice. Rosenberg passing for Chakowski, too far. And Harrison Landers on it now. Landers will gain the blue line. He takes a shot and it's off the glove of Blaustein into the netting. 6:08 left and still a 4-1 score.
It's a great shot by Landers. Not much time for Blaustein to react there. Just got the glove there in time, and you know that's the case because he didn't glove it, he didn't catch it. Just got it there right in time, was able to deflect it up in the netting. Harrison Landers probably trying to get a goal on his birthday.
Be a nice present. Win would look even better, but we'll get there. Need to get that first goal first. Timer goes wide. Another shot from Landers, and I think you're right. I think he's reached the point of this game where he wants his birthday goal.
That's not a bad shot either. We talked about it last year. For defensemen, you want to have a lower shot to create the rebound chance or a deflection. But on the only goal for the Ducks tonight was a shot right at Blaustein's mask, and he didn't like that. And that was an awkward save too, though he was able to make the save.
Well, and you want to make the goalie uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
And back in,
great play.
Shot in front, loose again. And Ducks have gotten moments like that, and it's not like they haven't been producing. Knocked down with the high stick, and everyone knew the whistle was coming. As he touches the puck first there, is that a whistle?
No. I'm not sure why the face-off isn't all the way down.
Yeah, and I think that's probably that's what SC was asking for, and I would guess that's why they didn't play the puck there, because the Ducks were conceding the play. But hey, we wonder a lot of things at this level. And
I think we did that a few times last year, though you missed the famous Cal game.
I was at home that game, and you and Dylan handled that like champs. No one knows still who that referee was. Talking to some of the guys before the game, there's a shots in front there. Some of the boys before the first Washington game, and there was a brief emergency with the referees where like the people that they thought were going to do the game like weren't able to do the game, so they had to scramble to get guys, and no one was. Everyone kind of had that thought in the back of their mind, like maybe he's the last sanctioned ref available in Oregon right now, but no one on the team knew his name to know if that was going to have been the case or not. So for those of you who maybe don't remember, there was a game, and you can actually watch this game. It's one of the Cal is game 2 against Cal.
I believe it was game.
It's Cal.
It was game 1 because you were on game 2.
That's
you
right.
did play-by-play for game 2.
We talked about how ridiculous the game was. And it was the most memorable display of officiating I can name. Blaustein dives on that one and will create a whistle. 4:34 left. talking like 6 ejections in that game.
6 ejections, and I think the most amount of time we went without a Ducks penalty was probably a minute and a half, if that.
Once it started, the first most of that game was really fine, and then there was a call.
That's what was weird, is that the first and the second.
Oh, that shot goes wide.
It wasn't out of the ordinary as far as the amount of penalties the Ducks would get.
Right, and then there was a call made against who else but Michael Luke that I think was the referee just trying to, in his own mind, establish control. He made... No, it's a clapper from the point from Leclerc. And whistles after. Duck player picking himself off the ice after. Gotta think that's a USC penalty.
Yep.
And be interesting, something that was clear after the play like that, is it going to be only 2 minutes? They're talking to the scorer, which very often designates that it's more than 2 minutes.
Might be 5. I thought I saw him mouth 5 minutes for a rough.
Yeah, it was... that feels like 2 minutes isn't adequate for a clear frustration rough after a goal.
I'll tell you, that was a great shot from Leclerc. Challenged the glove side, which I thought the Ducks should have been doing earlier, and beat Blaustein there. They're back in this game. It'll be a 2-minute penalty.
Maybe 2 and a...
We've said it a couple times, got to capitalize on the power play. I think it means a lot more this time around. If you're going to get a comeback going, this is the power play you need to get it started.
Well, you don't have any other time.
Yeah.
4 minutes left in the game. So only 2 minutes for roughing. The call goes against number 25 for USC. That's our boy Landon S. again. And USC able to get the clear, and they'll give chase on this one. Landers looks back, and here's the footsteps of Jack Diana. Jack goes down, though, and the Ducks on it. Jake Yale, cross ice pass. Back for Yale. Foss to the corner. Jack Diana. Backhanded shovel on the clear. 1:05 left on the man advantage. USC gets a line change. Trevor Schott. Schott protecting the puck. Now has it kicked away from him, but USC not able to take it with them. Behind the net, 2:52 left in the game, 44 seconds left in the man advantage, and Alec Mingle can't quite keep that one in the zone. 2:42 left. Jake Yale. Yale will play it into the corner for Nathan Lutz. USC, but taken back, and Evan McClare couldn't take it with him.
Isaac, USC has a pretty aggressive penalty kill. Like, Oregon runs a pretty standard box formation where they don't get out of their position too much. USC is just all over the place. They don't give you any space.
And we have kind of maybe a bit of a crutch expression of mine as a broadcaster in hockey to make life difficult. And I think if you kind of want to think what does that mean, what USC has done on the penalty kill is a really good example of what I'm trying to communicate. The shot through from the point. I don't know if that was deflected or if it was in on its own. It's 4-3.
It did look like it was deflected. But that's all you need is bodies out in front of the net. Nothing Blaustein could do there. Another great slap shot from the point.
And so the Ducks have scored 3 of their goals at home this year. It's point slap shots, 2 of them in this game, and then Jesse Leonard's in the I-5 Cup, and Oregon will take a timeout, folks, with 1:48 left.
18 shots.
Score all of a sudden.
18 shots in this period, Isaac. They really poured it on Blaustein and put some quality shots on net, too. Both those goals just rockets from the top of the circle. Though I do think that last one was tipped.
they all count just the same.
Absolutely.
So bring us in the middle of that huddle for the Ducks right now. What are the coaches saying?
Probably telling the guys when they're probably going to pull Noah Rosenberg, if they're going to dump and chase or not. But it's all about keeping possession of the puck, or else you won't get Rosenberg out of the net. So it's all about deciding are they going to win it back? What do they do once they win it back? How are they going to get into the zone? Because normally you would dump and chase, but you can't really afford to do that if you want to pull the goalie.
It's McClare's unit out there with Scabara and Lutz. So back to what they started the game with. We'll keep an eye on Rosenberg. He's drifting. Oh, and that one in front and high, knocked down. Ducks still with it. There goes Rosenberg for the 6-on-5. Shot through, long rebound. Ducks control. The sixth attacker is out there. 1:29 left in the game. 4-3 the score. Oregon is trailed by 3-0 and 4-1. Now it's 4-3. They dump it in and try to slam that one home underneath Blaustein, and he is not happy. 1:20 left.
Good discipline there by the Ducks not to take a penalty. I think we saw that a couple times last year in situations, especially last minute of the third. They had a few of those scrambles there last year.
Yeah, Michael Luke actually just got penalized for that play. He's been called out of...
He's back in the office.
Back in his office. 1:20 left in the game. 4-3 the score. Off the feet of a Trojan player. That Duck net is wide empty, but the action is 200 feet away at the other end with 1 minute and 9 seconds left. We're right under the scoreboard. And right under those Oregon Hockey Pac-8 title banners. Let's wait till we get everyone off the ice. LeClaire and Lutz. Puck's loose. Down goes a Duck player. Linesman trying to get out of the way there. And long throw towards the empty net is wide. 1 minute left in the game. Jake Yale now had it and lost it. Zitsky will fire it toward the corner. 42 seconds left. Ducks trying to get the puck away. Yale, Trevor Shaw throws it wide. Backhanded, in front. Trevor Shaw again wide. 28 seconds left. Great pressure from the Ducks. 6-on-5. They go behind the net. Back toward the slot. Another through from the point. High. Deflected. Into the netting with 18 seconds left. Last 30 seconds feel a little familiar to anything?
It's teeing it up for you.
How quickly can we get Joe Hoover dressed? 17 seconds left. Throwing the length of the ice and icing the call. This is where we need quick fingers by Kevin Buckley on the clock there. As soon as you hear the whistle, Kevin.
Kevin Buckley, a seasoned vet down there. I'd imagine he's ready for this moment.
Still rocking the shorts and the Hawaiian shirt. As always, puck loose in front. Can the Ducks keep it in? They shoot it through. 6 seconds left out of the zone. They've got to regroup, and that
that's going to do it.
Dump will do it. 4-3 the final. A very entertaining game of hockey. Has to be said. USC jumps out to the 3-0 lead. Oregon then gets 1 goal in the second. USC pushed it to 4-1, and then Oregon able to get the next 2 on a pair of clappers. 4-3 the final. We'll do it all again tomorrow night. Same Duck time, same Duck place, same Duck channel. Colin, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
It's a tough loss, but they looked good. 46 shots on net. Blaustein played excellent. Noah Rosenberg just had to get those first few shots out of the way. He looked really good. We said it a lot last year. Going to say it again. Stuck goaltending group is going to be really strong moving forward and throughout the season. I'm really impressed with the depth of this team.
Yeah, and Noah, hats off to Noah Rosenberg. If he's like every goalie I've ever known, he's going to take the blame for this loss, and that's not fair.
Yeah.
Because it's not on Noah. He played a great game. Those goals came kind of quick on him in the first period, but he really settled down. He was really impressive, and this Ducks team too should be proud. And I think they've got a lot to build on going into tomorrow. They've got a lot to discuss in that locker room because they won the second and third periods of this game. They controlled the second, they controlled the third. They just left themselves a little bit too much to do. But hey, that's how it works sometimes. The Ducks, again, as we said, we'll do it all again tomorrow. If it's half as good as a game we got tonight, it'll be a classic. For Colin Catman one last time, my name is Isaac Rosenthal. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a pleasant night.